Here we go again with Holy shit, Matt. Here we are again.
I know.
Back at it again.
I know.
We're going to start this one more time. Here we are out of my new home's basement,
And this musty-ass basement.
Musty-ass basement. Let's talk about what it looks like right now. We have,
There's
beam
pipes over me. I feel like if I stand up, I'm going to get knocked out. There's something behind me that's going off, and I swear to God, it's going to explode if I look at it funny.
It's the HVAC system, but hopefully it doesn't disturb us while we're here. But yeah, holy crap, I'm actually really happy to be here again talking about video games. And not gonna lie, man, I was actually excited when I was texting. I was like, oh man, I really want to get this going again, but life gets in the way and stuff. But we have a lot of interesting stuff we want to talk about. But before that, it's how long has it been?
I think it's been about a year.
It's been about a year. The last time we were on mics. So in between that time, obviously, we're still playing video games because we love video games and stuff.
That's a lie. I haven't touched a video game in a couple months.
We're definitely going to get into that. But first, I want to start off with just what are we playing right now? Matt, what are you playing right now? You got to be playing something.
I mean, I'm playing this funny little 5-year-old game called Dragon Ball FighterZ again.
Dragon Ball
got an
FighterZ.
update.
Yeah.
And the game's even worse, so that's cool.
What do you mean it's worse?
Everyone can you ever played Marvel? You know that Marvel vs. Capcom game?
We used to play the third one, huh?
Yeah,
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
So
yeah,
in that
good
game, if you get touched, if they tap you with your lightest button,
yeah,
you just die. You'll get comboed into
yeah, you definitely
you'll just die. You'll explode. And Dragon Ball FighterZ got an update that turns it into that, and that's very fun.
Really?
The person I've been playing with hates playing against me because I just kind of do shit and it works.
Have they added new characters to that game?
Not since they added Android 21, Lab Coat, but the updates for that game are done. I think this is the last one.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so you're actually playing a game that's when was that released?
2017.
2017. That was this amount of years ago. Looking at my fingers right now.
That's wrong, but yes.
Holy crap! Yeah. So besides, because we obviously have that multiplayer game that we play. Well, not all of us, but most of us might have a multiplayer game that we play, and then we have a story-based game. So besides that, Dragon Ball FighterZ, in this year, what are the 2 past games that you've been playing
games?
or touching or just maybe just looking at the cover and nah, throwing it out?
So I remember when I was young, I bought this funny little game called Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, and I never beat it. I made it to the final boss, and I never beat it. That's because someone overwrote my save file, deleted it because they needed more space, and I never went back.
Who was that person?
They'll never know. You'll never know. It was a cousin of ours. I'll say that. But I went back to it because I had recently played Paper Mario 64, and I'm like, oh, this game's really, really fun. It's really cute, super charming. And I told a friend of mine, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and play Thousand Year Door because I've never beat it.
So okay, so since the last time you touched it, how long has it been?
I beat it about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yes.
But before that, you said it got deleted and whatever. How long ago was that?
16 years ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And between that, we didn't have a lot of Paper Marios in between that, did we?
There's been a few. There's the one on the Wii, Super Paper Mario, the 3DS one.
There's one on the
Wii U.
The Wii U, it was
there's one on the
Color
Switch.
Splash or whatever,
Color
right?
Splash.
Something like that.
The fucking Switch one, the most recent one, Origami King.
I wanna get it, but I don't know how I feel.
I've heard it's kind of mid.
Is it mid?
Yeah, unfortunately,
right.
I've heard it's kind of mid.
All right, I'll give it some time. So, but anyways, how's the Thousand-Year Door? I've never played it, but I've heard it's good.
It's good. I think it holds up. The writing is super quirky. What I like about it is that in Paper Mario 64, all the chapters feel like they connect into one another, right? It feels like a coherent story. In Thousand Year Door, every chapter feels like its own individual story. So it feels like a longer game while not really being that much longer.
Yeah.
And it's cool because, like, you see all these different stories kind of come into one overarching like story at the end of the game, and it's really nice. It holds up. I think it holds up. It's definitely a really good RPG, like a baby's first RPG. You know what I mean?
So you definitely have this unique perspective right now, because I mean, there's probably people still going through it, but like, you haven't touched it for 16 years now compared to all the other RPGs you've played. How has it held up? Or like,
it holds up. I think it holds up. Cause like I've went back and I've played like the original Final Fantasy VII, which by the way, that game is really good, but it is so fucking slow. Like I played it on my PS5.
Yeah.
And I had to leave it on ×3 the entire time, and it still took me 40 hours.
The only Final Fantasy I've ever touched is the one that I'm playing right now, which is 16. So I don't know much, but
it's okay. None of them are really connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So you played Thousand Year Door. You beat it. What else? What was that other game?
Fighters. Yeah, Fighters.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
That's really all I've been playing. My time has been kind of limited with going out on weekends with some friends now, and kind of just working.
Yeah. Life. Whenever we have time, we have to play.
Yeah, we have to play something. But work and trying to maintain a social life has been kind of getting in the way of me playing literally anything.
It's a hassle. Okay.
It is.
So tell me about. Because, dude, I'm not going to lie, I feel like this has been a really good year for video games. Because, like, there's a lot of games that, like, I was like, dude, my wallet's hurting, bro. Because, like, all right, I want to talk about some games that have been coming out this year that I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, first of all, there's Resident Evil 4. That was this year, right?
That was this year.
I've never played it. I've touched it from here and there because, like, my cousin has it or whatever.
I have it physically. Like, I have a physical copy of Resident Evil 4 on GameCube.
Like, on GameCube?
Yeah, on
It came out on GameCube?
Yeah, it first came out on GameCube.
Huh.
Yeah. So like there was like a weird era in like the early 2000s where Capcom was just putting out all their games on GameCube.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Does it hold up?
Of course it does.
Does it?
It's Resident Evil.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, there's Resident Evil 4. There's Jedi Survivor. There's there's obviously Tears of the Kingdom that I got and played. I'm like kind of sad right now. Oh, well, there goes the HVAC system. I'm just gonna speak louder. And I said Tears of the Kingdom. There's Starfield. I don't even have an Xbox, but I just want to play it because it just looks mad cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have such a year of gaming right now. Like that's like, I just want to know, like, is there anything that you're like excited about, or maybe next year, is any games that you want to get your hands on?
The only game that I would say right now that has like piqued my interest is a game called Lies of P.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so there's a demo for it.
Is that an RPG?
It's not. It's a Souls-like. There's a demo for it.
Isn't it? Hold on. Isn't it like you tear through worlds or whatever, and then
no. So the
I think I'm thinking
idea
about something
is
else.
you play as Pinocchio, right?
Huh. Oh,
and since you're a puppet in this society ran by humans, the puppets have overthrown the humans because they kind of lose control.
Yeah.
And you have to pretend to be a human boy, by lying your way through like the city.
Yeah.
Right. In turn, like that's kind of where the title comes from, Lies of P, Pinocchio, right?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's a very like, it's a cool little game. It comes out later this month, I think. We're in September. Not to date us. It just comes out like in December. Or
all platforms or?
Yeah. It's gonna be on Game Pass, which is really cool because I have Game Pass. I'm still gonna buy it though, because this is
we definitely need our physicals.
So the whole reason this game has piqued my interest is because it looks exactly like 1-to-1 to Bloodborne, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And when I saw this, I'm like, okay, I think I'm just gonna buy this. This is already my game of the year. I already got to play it. I think it's fucking cool. Excuse my language. The weapon system's really unique.
Yeah. Because
you can customize your weapons in the sense that like it's like the handle determines what type of weapon it is, and the like actual blade determines like the damage and all that. It's really cool. But yeah, that's like one of the only games I'm looking forward to.
Did you get Tears of the Kingdom yet?
No. I'm probably not going.
Naughty.
I'm probably not going to for a while.
Because the only reason I ask is because like later on in the year we might talk about like our games of the year and shit. And right now, like, you know, you have like your more famous people that talk about games, and they're already talking about like it's either Tears of the Kingdom or that new it's not Bloodborne 3, it's something Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's
Gate 3, and I've never heard of that game.
That game is for horny people.
And I'm like, what? Like, what is Baldur's Gate? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about it. All I know is that like I have a couple friends who are playing it, and they really like the game.
Dude, they're talking about it, man, and I'm just like, I don't have a PC. I don't think I'll ever be a PC guy, but everyone has their own favorites. But yeah, okay, that's a really good list. Like, what you're looking forward to, what you're playing right now, and what you've played. So my list is actually not that bad. It's actually kind of weird when it comes to my personal gaming, because I've never played a Final Fantasy. So it's actually an interesting story that we're gonna get into later. But
yeah,
I bought Sonic Frontiers, and I completely screwed it up because I got it on the Switch.
Oh, okay, you fucked up, yeah.
So I had to get rid of it. And I was looking, I'm like, what's out right now? I'm like, fuck it. It was one of those times I have to jump into something. I jumped into Final Fantasy 16, and not gonna lie, man, it's a game that right now that I'm not forcing myself in, but like, I play my multiplayer first, and then I'll jump into that.
I feel kind of similar to a game called you ever heard of a game called Tales of Arise?
Yes, I was looking at that. I was thinking about it.
I knew someone when I was still like in my final year of college. He was really trying to sell me on this game. He's like, oh, this game has a really fantastic story. The characters are amazing, this and that, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, damn, this game has to be revolutionary, godlike even. So I bought it, and I let it sit for a couple months.
Let it cook.
And then, I had to let it cook, wait for it to come out of the oven. And then I actually sat down and played it. And as I'm playing it, I'm like, this game's kind of boring.
That's like the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, like the
trash.
Story is very like cliche anime RPG story about, oh, we gotta save the kingdom, and it's like, okay, that's cool. And then like the main character, like I don't have an issue with the main character, but the fact that he's a no name, he doesn't know his past, he has this mysterious power. I'm like, all right, I've seen this in like 90% of it fucking RPGs anyway. What I think was carrying it for me personally was that there was like character interactions that you could do when you're like at campfires and shit.
Okay.
And it's like that part was like, all right, I love every second of this. I just hate every other part.
Does these interactions affect like the game?
No.
No?
No.
It's just interactions?
It's just interactions.
I feel like sometimes that's just what we need sometimes. Because like when they make like these open ass world games and there's like no one to interact with, you're just like, oh, well, I'll just walk around, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap. All right. Yeah, but yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 right now. The past two games that I've played was obviously Tears of the Kingdom. Kind of upset you haven't played that yet, but you'll play it. You'll get to it
eventually. I'll get to it eventually.
And I believe before that, I think I was playing Jedi, whatever the first one is. It's
Fallen Order?
Fallen Order. I played that one. I guess that's the only ever game I'll ever get close when it comes to like a Souls-like game. Yeah, I'm too scared, or I feel like I'm not good enough to play that. Pussy. Or that, yeah. But yeah, two games I'm looking forward to, which is kind of weird because it's Starfield. Even though I don't have an Xbox, I don't know. It looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes that's all you need. Cool. And Resident Evil 4. I'm gonna play that, and I'm trying to map it where it's like, I have it for October. Because I love playing scary games during October.
That's smart.
And I already fucked up because I got Metroid Prime today. And I'm like, I can't fit this in here. I just got it.
Okay. Metroid Prime is not that scary. It has like its spooky areas. But I think that alone, that game, you should just play it whenever you have the time. Because it's a bit of a headache. It's still Metroid Prime.
Like,
at like its core. So it's like, it's still an old ass game. It just looks a lot prettier.
Yeah, so I
definitely think, like, just play that when you have time.
I definitely remember you saying that those were like one of your favorite games.
Oh yeah,
dude. The only thing that turned me off was like the buttonology. I was like, I didn't understand it. It still looked cool though.
But like the original Metroid Prime, like on GameCube, all of your characters' movements is on your left stick. So if you need to look up, you would need to stop and like look up. And if you wanted to like turn left and right, well, it was just walk forward and hold left and right at the same time. So the C stick was like a completely different thing. I think it like lets you choose your missiles, lets you choose like different abilities. So like it's a dated game, but the new release does add twin stick, so it should act like a normal first person game.
Yeah. Yeah,
so you should be good.
I should be good now.
Yeah, you should be good.
I was like I saw that and I was like, you know what? I played Dread and I loved it. I know. Have you got into it yet?
No.
All right, you got to get into it because I've never played Metrovanias before, and that's one of my first ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already set my my library back because I bought that game. But I want to go back. I want to go back to a topic because before something I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 is because I messed up and I purchased Sonic Frontiers on the Switch.
Yes.
And I loaded it up. I was so excited because like. I asked you about it. I'm like, oh, it's good. It's not bad. I'm like, dude, this looks like ass. It looks like straight booty.
Yeah,
I'm like, why? I was so upset. I was like, I can't power through this. It just looks. If it ran okay, it's just like the world looked like straight ass, and I'm like, bro, I can't do this.
So here's the funny thing, right? Here's the kicker. I played this bitch on PS5 and it still looks like shit.
What?
Yeah. So like the thing is like
no way.
The pop in goes crazy. Every second you're moving, something's coming up, and it never gets any better. Right? The thing that carried it was it's one of the very few times that Sega was like, let's give Sonic a personality.
Really?
Yes. So you know how like in a lot of Sonic games, Sonic's like, yeah, let's go. You know, like super hyperactive.
Yeah.
In this game, he's so mellow and he's so down here.
No one understands
like,
me.
He's so like, there's an actual story.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the adventure games where like there's a story that you could follow along with every character.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, all of that. Unfortunately, towards the end of the game, it does kind of, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still think it's a pretty good game. I still think it's pretty fun for what it is, you know?
Dude, I was kind of excited because I was looking at gameplay, and the feeling, it felt pretty good. Like,
yeah, for sure.
He felt pretty good. It kind of reminded me of Bowser's Fury. You remember that little game?
Yeah.
It's like you have those mini little levels, but these were like mini.
Yeah.
These were like mini. And in Bowser's Fury, which is good, they actually had like levels. And then like levels within levels. This one had like you had your level, but then you had like mini levels, like just to like spin around, get the coins or whatever.
Yeah.
So it felt great. I like the fighting kind of reminded me of Dragon Ball Z, even though I don't really because it's like super fast or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it felt good, but I'm like, bro, this looks like. But I'm just gonna. I had to get rid of it, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna get into Final Fantasy 16. But this actually gets us into our main topic, where it's like. How much does graphics actually affect like game sales or like a game's performance in general? Because like think about it. You have Sonic Frontiers. It comes out Switch, Xbox, and PS5. And I'm saying I love the gameplay. It just looks like ass, and I had to drop it. But you're like playing it on PS5, and that's like the graphics didn't really make much of a difference, did they?
No,
because you said they weren't that good either.
Like the graphics on PS5, they just weren't that great. Like it just looked like a Sonic game.
Yeah.
But like they looked like they dropped Sonic in like a bare bones universe.
Yeah.
With a bunch of stuff that literally pops up. Like you're running and it pops up in front of you.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, that's what was happening.
And they would disappear. I'm like, where'd he go?
Yeah, so on the PS5 it does that. It's not that much different from the Switch. The only difference is the frame rate.
But does like it visually look appealing where you're like, wow, the world looks kind of cool? Or was it just
there are points where like the game like when you get to the right spots, the game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, the game looks like shit. Just straight up.
I don't... See, you already have a perspective, but I feel like my perspective is worse because it's on the Switch. Now imagine that, but it just looks like a Game Boy Advance game. Like,
so like...
It looks like blobs sometime, and you're just like... Sonic literally looks like a blob, and you're just like...
Yeah.
What?
Like, on the PS5, like... Obviously, the visual fidelity is, like, a lot higher. Because it's, like, you know, you're looking at a game from, like, 720p and, like, on a pretty, reasonable size screen, and the game has to run a certain way. And on the PS5, I could probably push it to like 4K 60.
Yeah.
And it'll still the world will still kind of look the same, visually, right? But like Sonic himself will look better because like on the PS5, he's fuzzy.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he's super fuzzy. He has like a bunch of like individual pricks and all of that, and he looks super like the model itself looks nice.
Oh, okay, yeah. So see, yeah, we definitely have different perspectives. Obviously, you were able to finish the game. Me, on the other hand, was like, bro, and so I don't think it was like a graphics thing because like it was just like it like put it on the Switch, man. I put it on the Switch regardless if it looks like butt, and then it's like, dude, like it kind of ruined my my experience, and I'm like, I might not want to get back into it, or maybe I do.
Yeah.
We'll see. But for now, I'm just gonna have to finish these games, go back in into October and stuff, and then from there, just I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like, have you ever had an experience where it's like graphics just like you saw a game and then like you saw gameplay and just like graphics like I don't know, man. Did it turn you off of like getting a game only because of the graphics, or was it like nah, fuck, I don't really care about graphics? I think
like I'm one of those people who's like I can kind of look past a lot of like graphical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, the game that at first I thought didn't look that nice was Street Fighter 6. When they first were showing it
kind of
off,
looked like 5, no?
Yes, which is a problem because Street Fighter 5 is fucking ugly. It is an ugly ass game. I don't like how it looks.
I think the characters just look ugly.
Yes. But once I actually had it in my hand, like the game looks fine visually, right? Like it's not like mind blowing, I don't think. But like everything is like cohesive. You can tell what's happening. It's super like it just looks good, right? Like visually. But yeah, that's the only game that like when it was being announced and shown off, I'm like, I don't really like how it looks. It just looked a little weird.
Yeah.
But no, it looks fine. It like actually like playing it looks fine.
Okay. Cause like, usually when I search for a game, I've been for some like I said, I got Metroid Prime, but I was doing my research because like I feel like I need a Switch game to play because when I go out to work and I only have my Switch on me, I need something to play out there. That's like my side game, side game. Mm-hmm. So I was looking at games and I'm like, the Switch isn't that powerful. I'm probably not gonna get something else like Zelda or Mario. I've already played all those games, so it's like I was looking at RPGs, JRPGs, but I was like, the graphics for some reason I feel like you're a lot more open minded and a lot more like experienced because you'll know after bat like I like this game because off of this. But me for some reason. And I don't think I'm the only one. I look at graphics. I'm like, bro. Well, I don't know. It just turns me off. But like, I feel like I definitely know that I have to be more open minded. But like, that's why I was looking at like the JRPGs like Live Alive or Bravely Default. But with me being a little more open, I was able to look at it and like, you know what? This is a JRPG, and I know what kind of gameplay it is. It's a lot of grinding and stuff, and that's not about me. So, like, I feel like you definitely have to be open-minded or whatever, like, just to see. But that's just my perspective. Like, graphics sometimes turn me off.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I 100% understand. Going back to, like, earlier when I said I was playing through Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looks like butt. It just looks ugly because it's an old-ass game, right?
Yeah.
So, it's like... like when you hear people talk about it a lot, people will be like, oh, it was so beautiful. The game was so magical. And I'm like, no, this game looks like shit. Like, just respectfully. It just doesn't look, it hasn't aged well visually.
Yeah.
Everyone and their fucking mom has already played this game, so I can talk about it all day. The scene where like, the very famous one where like, the red girl gets down and she's like praying and then the guy falls down, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So this is, I'm sure for those who have played the game, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, at least I didn't say names.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that scene, when I watched it at first, I'm like, man, this shit looks bad. Like, it looks so ugly. But obviously, like, you have to play it with the mentality of this game looked crazy for its time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like... Definitely. Like this is a game from like what, the late 90s. So it's like obviously like the technology wasn't all there, but you can tell that they were trying and they were getting there because the game after Final Fantasy 8, it does look a lot better. But 7 is just a really ugly game, and they all look like little blocks. They all look like Roblox people. But it's still a very good game because of the story, the characters. If you're into like, if you're a person like me who's a fucking nerd and you like to see your characters get stronger as you play, that also is really good because like leveling in that game can get really easy. Like I got my whole party to like level 99. I got the ultimate weapon, which is like the most powerful weapon you can get. And then, yeah, it was just a really good time. Like I liked it. I liked it a lot.
No, man,
despite it looking ugly.
That's good to hear. And honestly, that's like, I feel like that's like the perfect answer. I feel like there is a definitive answer for this because like, have you ever played like Octopath Traveler?
No, but that's also because it just doesn't. I'm not visually funny enough. Like as nice as it looks, it does not appeal to me.
Yeah, so like that game looks great, but it's like, and it got good reviews and obviously made it sales, but like it looks like a Game Boy Advance game, but like it's obviously good. Huh?
It just looks like a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah. But like people bought it and it's good, and it's like, yeah, graphics doesn't really matter, but like there's obviously me that like, I don't know. That's what first turned me off. I'm like Octopath Traveler, and then I looked at it like, nope, I'm good. I need to like see some like good stuff or whatever. Yeah. But that's just me. But like, so like I want to get into like remakes and stuff because like I know that you have you played Super Mario RPG?
No, I haven't.
But they're making it again.
And when they first announced this, I was like, oh my god, I don't have to waste $200-$300 to buy a fucking copy of this game. Yeah. Despite it being on the Nintendo Switch Online. But then at the same time, I overthink like everything. When I'm like, oh, new game, right? My first thought is I'm gonna buy it. Yeah. But then I'm like, wait, this is a remake. Wait a minute, I played it somewhere else.
It's already online.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, is it on Switch Online? And at first, like my brain was like, it can't be because they're remaking it. Yeah. And then I open up Switch Online, and it's like the first game that comes up, and I'm like, okay, so
you assholes.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna spend $60 for this shit. I could just play it for fucking $5 a month or $5 a year. And I'll be okay. I'll get the same experience. And, like, I'm sure there'll be some differences. But if you just want to experience, like, the base story, I'm sure it'll be fine just playing it through that way.
So I feel like this is where graphics actually does make a difference when it comes to storytelling. Because when the game Mario Wonder was announced, there was, like, a whole craze where it's like, what makes this game unique? And, one of the topics was wow, like, you can see like the facial expressions on certain characters, and it just makes the world more lively. Because like I guess Mario has new facial expressions when he's jumping, when he's running or whatever. He'll make like a fuck face or some shit. yeah. And like in regular in like other Marios, it's not like as like noticeable. So it's like I feel like graphics does really games into this scenario when it comes to like storytelling. Because then you'll able to see facial expressions. Because that is one of the big problems that I found in Final 16.
I do agree with you on that being very important. However, that's not graphics. That's called art direction.
Art direction.
Yes. Because you can have a game look really bad, but the characters are super expressive.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. Look at any PS1 game like Rayman. Rayman 2? Rayman's always making different faces for whatever he's doing. But that game looks like doo-doo. So it's like, it's just like the art direction that they want, you know?
Huh, okay. Because, like, I'm playing, like, Final Fantasy 16, and one of the things they're saying is, like, oh, it looks great, but then sometimes I look at their faces, and it's just standing still, and I'm like, is he okay? It's like, what? But, like, it kind of, I feel like it took away from it, but I kind of understand because like they'll do the expression and then their face will kind of go blank or whatever, kind of weird. But then it's like, okay, the voice acting helped it a lot. So like the voice acting made it feel like 10 times better or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there is a definitive answer when it comes to this. Graphics is definitely important, but I feel like what do you think? Like,
I think it comes down. It's super subjective. It comes down to the person. Like, if you think like your experience is going to be hindered by the game looking a little different or a little worse, then more power to you. I'm not gonna be like, no, well, you still need to play the game. Like, if you just don't like how it looks, you don't like how it looks. It don't go past that.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely comes down to the person's perspective and stuff. And I feel like So, I feel like we had a good talk today, and I wanna close out this podcast with some of our experiences that we had, because I've gone to my first tournament, because I'm not that like I don't know how I feel about
this guy. He's a tournament player now.
It wasn't like an official tournament. It was definitely like a work thing, but like I feel like when there's more than 10 people, it's kind of serious, nah? More than 10 people? I'm 11,
Sure.
I got a medal. I mean, it was like a dingy medal, but whatever. So I'm like, we got our work friends, and then people started playing Smash Bros. Like, oh, we should start a tournament, whatever. There was like about like 12, there maybe 13 of us, and we definitely had good tournament. We had it on the computer, or whatever. We had it up on the screen. We had it at someone's place, and dude, it kind of, for some reason, I feel like Smash Bros. Is one of those things where it's like it's in my core. I played every single Smash Bros. So like, I've known how every single player plays.
You gotta fucking look at this nerd.
I'm just a nerd. I'm just
a smelly Smash player.
I'm secretly down a smelly Smash player. But yeah, I got first place. But like, I feel like, but I'm not that good though. It was just my niche. People weren't that. Some people would do it for fun, and that's fine. That's really fine. They just want to have some fun. But yeah, I definitely got first place and whatever. So yeah, but you've gone to some like real tournaments where it's like, you had to pay. Like,
yeah, but I mean, there was nothing like crazy. I've been to my fair share.
Yeah.
The most recent one, I guess, for me was still a while back. There's one in it was in Worcester, Massachusetts.
That was pretty far.
At it's like a gaming esports bar thing. It was at.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's super cool in there.
Bunch of Mario paintings.
No, like
that.
We're talking about like, the lights are dim. They got the PCs lined up across the wall.
Oh my
God.
got
a bar.
Did it smell?
It does not smell. It is surprisingly clean in there.
The sweat.
It was at a place called All Systems Go, right?
Okay.
And it was really cool because like it was around the time Street Fighter 6 had just come out, right? Like maybe like a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of my friends and I went. We even met up with another from one of our friends there.
Nice.
And yeah, it was like, I think I came in like third place, fourth place, but
what game were you playing?
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6. Oof.
Yeah.
Did you make your own character?
No, you can't play those characters in tournament.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of whack.
I mean, obviously, if you look, I have my own character in the story mode. He's broken. He's a combination of a bunch of characters. I like how they play. And you can just infinite you can just do infinites.
Okay.
So it's like you kind of can't unless it's like a tournament specifically made for those kind of characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. And then before that, me and my friends went to like Connecticut to play again for Street Fighter 6. Came in like 5th place. It was okay. It was weird because like these two different places, they had like the energy was different, right? Yeah. The one in Mass, it was super chill because like I'm there with friends, like we're all just there, we're just happy to see each other.
Yeah,
we're chilling, having a good time. The one in Connecticut, it's in this like small like little venue.
Mm-hmm.
Like the monitors are against the wall, and like the people who know each other, they know each other obviously, but like there wasn't a lot of like good vibes. Everyone was there to like kind of be sweaty.
Oof, it was like something like, damn, these people.
I was like, damn, I don't think I belong in this. I'm just here to like, I just want
to have fun.
Like, I don't like. I'm not a Street Fighter person.
Did they judge like? I don't think you play Street Fighter.
Yeah, actually. One of the guys, like, I played someone who like they're pretty good at fighting games overall.
Yeah.
And like they asked me, they're like, "Is this your first Street Fighter?" And I'm like, yeah.
Like, damn, bro, you're not wearing the Street Fighter shirt. Get out of here.
Not because of that, but because I was actually like, we went toe and toe.
Oh, okay.
So like I was doing pretty good, and he's like, "Have you played Street Fighter before?" And I'm like, "No."
He was like, damn.
Yeah, kinda. He was
you roasted him without trying to roast him. He was like,
basically.
He's like, nani?
Cause like he asked my other friend, cause like obviously if you're like a fucking weirdo nerd like me,
yeah,
that who plays a bunch of fighting games, one of my friends was like, they're like, no, he's not a Street Fighter player. He's a Blaze Blue player, which is the main fighting game that I play.
Okay.
I've dumped hundreds of hours into this game, and he's like, oh, well, I mean, I guess that still makes sense because that game's super like, there's a lot of like intricacies to that game too, and it was fun for both of them, but for different reasons. Because like one was like super kind of like competitive, and the other one was like it was competitive, but it was still kind of casual, and it had like a nice vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like the two recent ones. I've been invited to more by friends, but
Dude, you should go, man. Just
it's too much money.
meet the gaming community, you know?
It's too much money.
Maybe
even
get
for like
roasted a bit.
even for like someone who's working, like it's just too much money to like go out of state, pay like your $15 to get in, plus the game you're playing, and then if you gotta get food, that's like another $30, and then if you're like carpooling, obviously you gotta give the person who's driving some money for gas, and it's like
Or ass.
or ass. Obviously, like if you're with friends, you're gonna want to go out and do shit. So it's like it's nice, but it can be kind of painful on the wallet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. Oh, and all these games coming out, dude. But yeah, man, I feel like I'm actually kind of happy to be back doing this again. Like, I get home and I have rough days sometimes, but I'm always happy to know that I have like a nice Switch and a PS5 at home, waiting to just be loved and stuff. You know.
Not me. I get home and I leave them shits collecting.
But you have a hell of a collection, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always happy to be talking about video games because it's a hell of a topic, and I feel like not enough people talk about video games.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people who like video games.
I mean, there's the stigma is definitely going away, and there's a lot more gamers out there. But yeah, man, I'm like totally happy to be back doing this. We're definitely gonna try to do this more than once a year. More than once a year.
Semi-consistently.
No promises, but I mean, we definitely have already some like maybe 4 or 3 episodes up, and you guys should definitely check those out. And like, they're actually pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Kind of old though.
Kind of old,
Super
but
dated.
I mean the topics are still like, they're still good topics. You know, I think there's like a Smash Bros topic. I know people love Smash Bros and stuff like that.
Gross.
So yeah, I'm happy to be here. And do you have like anything to say before we go out? We head out?
No, but I am glad these are shorter episodes.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening in. I'm happy that you guys have the time of your day to listen to two nerds talk about gaming and stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.